Though many have tried, no one can throw shade quite like the Dowager Countess.
How you hate to be wrong.
I wouldn't know. I'm not familiar with the sensation.
Welcome to The Bright Side, a place where we talk about our favorite things. I'm your host, Maddie, and you might want to pour yourself a cup of tea because today I'll be discussing one of my favorite period dramas, Downton Abbey. As of this recording, the Downton Abbey movie has not been released yet, so there won't be any spoilers for that. But since the show concluded a few years ago, I will be getting into some of those spoilers. You have been warned. I first heard about this show when a few of my friends started talking about it. I was deeply confused and had no idea what this Downton Abbey was, but after that, it started popping up everywhere. So I sat down and watched the first series. It didn't take long for me to fall in love with the sweeping cinematography, the glamorous setting, and the dramatic music. Within the first 10 minutes, I knew that I was going to be following Downton Abbey to the very end. I would be remiss if I didn't talk about the characters of Downton Abbey because oh my goodness, there are so many. Thankfully, the quantity does not diminish the quality of each character. Everyone gets their time to shine, and each individual storyline is engaging to watch. Whether you prefer keeping up with the Crawleys or the bustling life downstairs, there are plenty of characters to relate to. Although I think we can all agree that Maggie Smith as Lady Violet is absolute perfection. Period dramas and love stories go together like macaroni and cheese, and when it comes to Downton Abbey, love is everywhere. Lady Mary's love life is often a huge part of the plot. Anna and Bates go through hell and back to be together, and who can forget the scene when Mr. Carson and Mrs. Hughes held hands on the beach? And that's really just the tip of the iceberg. With the upcoming Downton Abbey movie, we could see even more happy ever afters, and hopefully no more tragic deaths. Downton Abbey takes place during the early 20th century in England. Because of this, the show touches on several historical events. From the sinking of the Titanic to the Roaring Twenties, it's fascinating to see how these events affect the characters' day-to-day lives. The turn of the century was also a time of great technological advancements, and one of the show's greatest sources of comedy is the introduction of new gadgets, such as toasters,
What in God's name is it?
telephones,
Is this an instrument of communication or torture?
and radios.
If I touch it, will I get a shock?
But there's one historical aspect that really steals the show: the costumes. While the costumes may not be as extravagant downstairs, the Crawleys are always dressed to impress. Throughout all of the changing fashions, they are sure to be at the top of their game, which is even more impressive when you consider how many times a day they change their clothes. Overall, it's simply stunning to see this era brought to life with both accuracy and glamour. The music of Downton Abbey is so iconic, it's practically a character on its own. There are so many great themes like Marion Matthews' love theme or Anna and Bates' theme, but the opening music gives me chills every time. It beautifully captures the tone of the show, transporting the audience into the world of Downton Abbey. And when you're not watching the show, the score also makes for some excellent study music. The writing on the show is always stellar. Juggling so many different characters can be tricky, but Julian Fellowes makes it look easy. And by dividing the characters into the family and the servants, this allows the audience to see the story from multiple angles. Having so many different characters also means that the writing can explore several different points of view at once. This complexity leads to some rich storytelling. Since the show takes place over the course of 13 years, the characters and the story evolve so much. But one thing that remains constant is that everything is an event. Whether it's a world war or having a guest over for dinner, the entire household puts their all into everything they do. No matter what's happening, there's never a dull moment at Downton. Downton Abbey wrapped its 6th and final series in 2015. As much as I like how things were left, I've also had a Highclere Castle-shaped hole in my heart ever since it ended. I have loved watching and rewatching the trials and tribulations of the Crawley family and their servants. No other period drama can really fill the void, but on the bright side, we'll all get to revisit the world of Downton Abbey in the upcoming film. Thank you for watching, and subscribe to see more videos like this.
If you want more nerdy content, head to the Daily Fandom, which is at thedailyfandom.com, where we post everything for fans by fans.